And we're live. Let me turn this down. Okay. All right. That's better. All right. How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. It's been quite some time since OW did a live. It's been a long time coming. Let's just say a little something called life happened. And when that happens, that kind of puts a damper on all my plans as far as me doing lives and things of that nature. But I'm on the casting couch tonight, coming to you live from New Orleans, Louisiana. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am back in town. I plan on leaving back out again, but let's go sit here and chop it up with y'all tonight. I'm gonna talk to y'all like y'all just sitting in here with me another day around the way. Hopefully, y'all could get some value from this conversation I'm gonna have with y'all tonight, and hopefully it'll help you in your future endeavors and with traveling abroad or whatnot. Um, I'm pretty new to this travel game, but let's just say I feel as though I picked up a wealth of knowledge along the way in the past 2 years. And what I have is bought sense. Uh, True, I will say that there are some people in the travel community who have helped me along the way. I will not lie about that. But a lot of things that I've endeavored in some of the experiences that I've had is pretty much through trial and error. You go out there, you try, you do good, win, lose, or draw. If it was a bad experience, you learn something from it. If it was a good experience, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Pretty much what I say about that. Um, Lately, with the world economy pretty much crashing around us, people are becoming desperate out here, man. It's no secret. I mean, when you got a table and no food on it, sometimes people turn to desperate measures uh, to get food on the table. To say the least. I'm trying to say this shit without laughing because I'm thinking about it. This is a fucked up situation. But and to be honest with y'all, maybe 2 years ago, I actually was encountered by a young lady I had met, and I met this young lady on Tinder, as a matter of fact, in Colombia. Nice chick, Afro-Colombian chick, little slim, little Barbie doll looking little character. Uh, But back then, I was still green. I was still learning my way around in the travel community, the do's and don'ts. Now, on this particular trip, when I was out there, I was alone. I didn't have WTU, there to catch my slack if I fucked up, because, WTU, yeah, there's a unit. They travel in packs. Well, one brother fall, somebody come along and pull him up. But I felt pretty comfortable. I was starting to get a little bit more familiar with the language. Um, but let's fast forward this story. I meet her, I call her, and when I call the young lady, she says, "Oh yeah, I want to hook up with you tonight. We can go out and have dinner, but I want to bring my cousin with me." Yo, cousin, I'm not feeding no small tribes, bitch. I asked you out to dinner, not your cousin, and I'm not thinking like the average gringo at the particular time. I'm a stingy motherfucker. I said I'm not paying for your food and her food. I'm inviting you over here. And I ain't even seen your cousin yet. So I'm thinking about poking her. I don't even know if I want to poke you yet. So I told her straight up, I said, look, this is what's going to go down. Either you come by yourself or you don't come at all. All right. Oh, well, I have to think about it. Well, you go ahead and think about it. I said, matter of fact, don't even worry about it. Just come another day. If it's got to be all that, I'm here to try and establish a relationship with you. You know, Well, long story short, she ends up coming over. We went out to dinner or whatnot. But to be honest with you, like when she got there and we were talking, there was somewhat of a connection. But she had a smell coming off of her. It smelled like it's fucking rotting flesh. I don't know if y'all familiar with like people who have renal failure. You go on that floor and you can pretty much smell the shit, because when you have renal failure, you're pretty much rotten from the inside out. You smell of dead flesh. If you're in the medical field, if you're in the medical at all, you know what I'm talking about when I say renal failure, going through dialysis and shit, slow, painful death. Anyway, I got close to her when we was walking out, going to the restaurant, and I smelled her hair, like the wind caught me. And I'm like, it wasn't technically her body, it was her fucking hair, you know? And this was the first time I had actually encountered a person that actually had weave in their hair. The shit smelled bad. It was an old weave. I don't know if y'all fellas are familiar with ladies who have weave in their hair or not, but she had an old ass weave. That shit smelled bad, and it was a turn off to me. Well, long story short, me and her never end up getting together, because that's just like a deal breaker for me. And I smell some shit like that, I don't want to know what else is going on underneath there. We pretty much cancel Christmas. Well, fast forward years into, I'm about to get into what's going on right now. Lately, there's been a strand of people who are getting drugged, who are getting robbed, and it's happening in one of my favorite cities in Colombia. Um, it's not that I can't really say that they're targeting specific people or a specific race of people, because to my knowledge and the expats that who I am in contact with who live in Medellin, it's happening to all races of people, all skin colors of people. So I've heard some people have the theory that only Caucasians are getting robbed. That could be further from the truth. I've heard the theory that only first timers who go there are getting robbed. That could be further from the truth. The moral to what I'm telling you is, fellas, everybody is fair fucking game right now. I don't care if you're an avid traveler, you've been there 10 times. I don't care if it's a second trip out of the company, out of the country. People are desperate right now. Even in America, you see it unfolding around you before your very eyes. Hundreds of thousands of people are getting laid off every week. The global economy is crashing. People are going to desperate measures to do what they have to do to survive. All right. It's nothing personal. It's just survival. And you go in there and your eyes are sewed wide shut, and you're mesmerized by a pretty smile, there's a possibility you're going to get taken advantage of. And this is what's going on out there right now. And basically, this is the premise of this vlog, is to hopefully reach out to somebody who's a new traveler, who's considering leaving out of the country right now. You need to be aware of these situations that are taking place. You need to put protocols in place to protect yourself so you won't become a victim, so you won't be in the Facebook group talking about I was robbed and beaten and mugged. I don't want you laid up in a hospital, you're sucking out of a fucking straw and you don't even know what your name is. What is your name, sir? Because your mind will be gone. If they put too much of a dose into your cup, or too much of a dose into your food, or however they decide to administer this drug to you, the effects could be permanent. This is something you have to deal with for the rest of your life, and it's serious. I mean, it's really disgusting to me, because there are people in the Facebook group that I'm in, and it's specifically there for men who or women who have gone to Medellin, Colombia, and they've been faced with this. And there are actually people who will be in the comment section actually poking fun at these people's unfortunate situation. And it's just people like that. I have a special, I hope there's a special place in hell for them, and I have my own opinions about them, but I'm not going to really, go into that right now. You can pretty much see how I feel about that in that situation. So basically what I'm gonna discuss today, well, tonight, I'm sorry, what I'm gonna discuss tonight are some things that you could do as a traveler, maybe, that will help you in your endeavors in the future. Just some things that I've practiced over the couple of years, that I've been traveling. And a lot of this shit may sound like common sense, but as you know, common sense ain't common for everybody. I mean, let's think about it. If it was just that simple and black and white, they wouldn't have Facebook groups specifically dedicated to bringing awareness to how people are being drugged and taken advantage of out there. And there's little recourse that you could possibly do after this takes place, mostly because the drug itself, it doesn't stay in your system very long. And usually when these people that you're encountering, you usually meet them off a website. And once you meet them off said website or whatnot, and they drug you or rob you or whatever, all you have to do is go back and delete those pages. All right. So I'm gonna go over a few things of what I would do in this particular situation or whatnot, and you take from it from what you will, and hopefully it'll help you out. Now, going back to the situation, the young lady that I had met years ago, she's Afro-Colombian. Um, Honestly, in my mind, as I look back at it in hindsight, I honestly think that she was trying to set me up for the okie doke. She trying to do the AI crossover on OW and lay my motherfucking ass up. Reason being, she was very adamant about getting her cousin to come along with her, and she had an array of reasons why I should take her cousin along with her to our first dinner date. Now, mind you, this is my first time meeting this woman. Of course, I I had a WhatsApp number on her. Yeah, we communicated through WhatsApp, but I'm more than sure that we met through a social media app, a dating app or whatnot. And she's like, my cousin's hungry and she makes sacrifices for the family, and I think I owe her this. And I'm like, God damn, you just pulling out all the stops. But long story short, I didn't go for it. I didn't fall for it. And looking back on it in hindsight, even then, by me meeting her that first time, that may have been her intentions. How they move is it's harder for you to watch two people. All right. So this is the first little tip I'm gonna give you. The hands are quicker than the eye. What what one person's objective is to grasp your attention, have your attention on them, and that's when the other person makes the move. Now, most people when they go to Colombia for the first or second time and they're visiting there, they're not familiar with the language. So this becomes even more dangerous because now you'll have two individuals sitting in front of you, plotting on you, and you have no fucking idea what they're saying. And some people act like they know what's going on. They be sitting there laughing like, ha ha ha. This woman just said you like to suck gorilla balls. You think it's funny? Yeah, because you don't know the language. All right. So you're sitting there, you're going along with it, good, bad, or ugly, or whatever, this is how you could be taken advantage of. So the first thing, if you're meeting somebody online for the first time and they are very adamant about getting an additional person to come along with them and just tag along or whatnot, that's the first red light. That's just especially in today's climate, how things are going on. That's not what you want to do. If she has a problem with meeting you for the first time alone, if she has a bring along time, Dick and Harry and half of the other family, just let it go. And I'm gonna tell you why. You can't possibly watch both of these people at the same time, and you got drinks and stuff going around and things of that nature. It's too easy for them to slip that shit off on you. And furthermore, you're meeting this person for the first time. You don't really know what their agenda is. I mean, you had a couple of conversations online or whatnot. You may or may not know where they live at. You don't have their address. They showed up in the fucking yellow taxi, which is thousands of the motherfuckers in Medellin. You have no recourse of tracking this person back down. So to avoid that, look, when you first encounter somebody, man, look here. Don't have a pack of people. Don't let them select the place. That's the next thing. If y'all want to go out somewhere or whatnot, let it be a place of your choice. Do not disclose that information until maybe an hour or two before you actually encounter that person. Don't give them time to set the fucking pick. All right. You won't go around the pick. Don't give them time to set the pick. Don't tell them on Monday where y'all going at on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? And if you do that shit, the last minute change it up. Don't be predictable with the shit. Don't make yourself an easy mark. In other words, is what I'm saying. You got to think. It used to be you have to think 2 steps ahead of a motherfucker. Now you got to think 4 steps ahead of a motherfucker. People are cunning. They're resourceful. You have resources. They won't get them out to you. As simple as that. It's a dirty game, but it is what it is. But on a brighter note, I say it to say this: not everyone there is out to get you, but you have to keep your guards up until you can actually determine what this person's agenda is. See, most people will have a hidden agenda, and you as a man and you as a traveler need to find out what these people's agendas are before you just move forward. Trust isn't given; trust has to be earned. All right, and a person doesn't earn your trust in a matter of 72 hours or in a matter of a couple of tender messages back and forth in a virtual chat on WhatsApp. It doesn't work like that. You know, especially if you're coming from over 2,000 miles away, you need to be aware of these things. All right. That's the first thing I want to say. So, first pro tip, gatherings with people, multiple people, one table, you don't know them, don't do it. Not the first time. No, it is not good for you. Just my opinion. All right. Pro tip number 2. Fellas, don't get business and pleasure confused. Don't get business and love confused. And I see this happen on a numerous occasions to men. And look, I don't care how a man seeks his pleasure. I'm just, just go for it. If it makes you happy, I'm happy for you. You know, but don't let the little head outthink the big head. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by this. A lot of fellas are engaged with women, and they'll go and meet them, and it'll be a certain dollar amount predetermined for that encounter. Word to the wise. Whenever money is introduced into any situation, whether it be for a conversation or sexual companionship, it's no longer a relationship. It's companionship. It's a business transaction. You should conduct yourself as such. This is no longer me getting to know you for a long-term relationship or nothing like that. This is a fucking business transaction. This is a business agreement. We came upon a set dollar for you to take and come to a set place to perform a predetermined action. All right. All this, I want to sit here and cuddy buddy with you. I want to walk down the street and hold hands. I want to know what your kids' name are. All that shit is out the window. This is a business transaction at this point. And you should deal with it as such. And that's where y'all, I ain't gonna say y'all, some men, you know, this is where y'all get lost in the paperwork at, right there, because the lines are blurred. You're trying to have a how you say this, like a romantic, what you call it, a girlfriend experience with someone who is getting paid to have that experience. I don't really get. I see people use that term, but it's bullshit to me, because it's not really. That's just what it is. It's an experience. So you should conduct yourself as such. These guys are going out here and they're getting into entanglements with these women or whatnot, and they're paying them to be there, and they let their guards down. For some reason, it's just unbeholden to me. I don't get it. You do realize that you paid this person to be here. Without these finances, they wouldn't be there. If you didn't tell this girl, hey, I'm going to pay you X amount of dollars to be here at this particular time, she wouldn't be there. So what does that mean? I'm glad you asked that question. By it being a business arrangement and this person isn't there by their own free will and they were paid to be there, that means all bets are fucking off. All right. Women are opportunistic creatures. Okay. She already knows, that, how do I put this shit nicely? She already knows she got you on the hook anyway because she paid you to be there. All right. So by her not being genuine in heart, if something is left out and she see where she can make a couple of extra dollars or whatnot, or she could bring somebody in to pretty much clean you out, this is what these people are gonna do. All right. So as you being the person that you are, and you going into a situation like that, you need to know that shit and conduct yourself as such. All right. Look, you're gonna come over here. No, we're not gonna sit around and drink Presidentes or Colombian, whatever the fuck y'all drink. I'm not a drinker, so I don't know. That's another thing I don't do. I don't drink, So for you to try and drug me, you would literally have to get a frozen bottle of water out the refrigerator and try and stuff that shit down into the frozen water. Good luck with that, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I don't drink, that's the first thing. So we're not going to sit around and have drinks. I know I'm paying you. You come over here, you handle your business, you go the fuck home. When I close my eyes, you're going to be on the other side of that door. That's one surefire way that you could protect yourself from all these robbings and druggings and shit from taking place. You know what I mean? These guys want to come over here, you want to pay a person to pretty much you against their free will to come and spend time with you, and you're surprised at the fact that when you caught slipping or when you too drunk, these motherfuckers go off in your fucking wallet. You know, it's it's a when you engage in that type of activity, it's a level of respect that isn't there, and you have to know that, and that's both here and abroad. All right, it's just a known fact. I'm going to prove that to you right now. You can actually go back to a video, and I encourage you to go back to this video and watch this video. And this is how this particular woman feels towards men in the United States. And in this particular field of work, it carries over abroad. Trust me. There was a panel I was on, maybe probably, I'm gonna give it probably around 4 months ago. All right. I was on a particular young lady's channel and we were having a discussion, and the discussion was aimed towards me. They asked me, the question that was presented to me was, well, OW, you have a channel, and on some of your vlogs or whatnot, you openly made comments about, having encounters with women, and they were, let's just say, semi-pros or whatnot. It was like a pay-for-play type deal. You're actually going to these other countries and seeing other women or whatnot. So in the future, if someone was to come across your channel and they actually saw you, taking part in these activities, I mean, how would they look at you? Like, would they be able to have a relationship with you, knowing that you traveled to these different countries and you've engaged in, activities or whatnot, playtime? We're going to say playtime and keep it PG. You've engaged with playtime with these different women or whatnot. Don't you think these women will look at you in some sort of disdain, like you're just a dirty dick ass nigga? I wasn't offended by the question, so to speak, but I answered it accordingly, but it wasn't so much as the question, it was who the question came from. The question came from a person who is let's just say, for the sake of the conversation, an adult entertainer. An adult entertainer could be anywhere from porn, that could be a prostitute, adult entertainment, that's entertainment, a stripper, that's adult entertainment. The person who was asking this question actually worked in adult entertainment. And as the conversation went on, I was like, well, you as a provider, because you're an entertainer, you actually have a obligation to make sure that your patrons, the people who are coming in and paying your bills, you have an obligation to these people to provide a good service. You know what this person told me? No, the fuck I don't. I don't give a fuck. Once I get my money, they got another one coming in the door behind him, and I'm good. So once I get my money, it's pretty much fuck that nigga, whatever. I don't care how he feel. I got my money. He could take it or leave it. He damn sure ain't gonna touch me, but it's just another trick coming through the door. This is this person's mindset in the Matrix, all right? She's on film saying it on a fucking live panel. I was on the panel with her, and like I said, the question itself was a good question. I didn't mind answering the question, but where it came from a person who, is using their adult industry. I'm not going to say exactly what she did. You can go back and listen to the live if you want. You're more than welcome to do it. But the thing that got me the most was that nobody even questioned the fact of where this question is coming from. This question is coming from definitely a person of she's arrogant. It was arrogance and it was entitlement. There's two things, from the person it was coming from. And I'm gonna tell you why it was arrogance and entitlement. First of all, you asked me that question, how would a person feel about me having vlogs on here, discussing my playtime in other countries, but yet you yourself as an individual, you actually work in the adult industry. So you could answer that question better than I ever could. You know what I'm saying? And you as a woman, it's a double standard there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, not going to go deep in on her like that right now. But, it's just an example leading to what, I have to really say about how everyone looks at you abroad when you go to these places and why you should be aware. Okay. Let's just say if a sex worker asks me that question and I'm like, shit. What do you do when you meet a man? Do you tell this motherfucker you've been working and sliding them down poles and shit? Do you still have a relationship? Yeah. Well, why can't I have a relationship too? I mean, clearly you're in the public eye. There's pictures of you in compromising positions. You know what I'm saying? You work in public places where people can actually go in, see, touch, and pay you, and yet you still have the audacity to ask me, uh, how do I feel about my business being out and me and my little fucking, 300 subscribers or 200 subscribers I had at the fucking particular time. You know what I'm saying? It's pale in comparison. But this is where this question came from, that person. That's what struck me the most about it. And I'm sitting on the panel like, does anybody else hear this shit? This woman just said she's a fucking adult in the adult entertainment industry, and she's fucking asking me, how do I feel about people knowing my, playtime business? I mean, she should answer that question. I mean, technically, you can go to if you're familiar with the show, Life After Porn, and this series clearly depicts people who've been in the porn industry for years. There's videos of them. I mean, you can go Google this shit right now, getting trains ran on them, having fucking orgies, director checks, splash 4 or 5 nuts across their face and shit, taking 8, 9 dicks at the same fucking time. These women went on and they are married now. They have families. Okay. They have significant others. They just, living a normal life after the porn industry. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that pretty much answers the question in itself. But I said to say this, it's clearly a bias there. All right. And this bias carries over abroad. This is what I'm trying to get at. Okay. Women feel as though, hey, I could go out here and do whatever I want on the fucking camera. You simps, I mean, you men are going to take me just the way that I am, no matter what I done did, how many dicks I done took, where I done took these dicks at, it's all good. But if you, man, go on YouTube and speak about playtime you're doing in other places with these exotic women, we're going to deem you as a dirty dick. We will shame you. We will ostracize you, and we will expose you for the fucking manga that you are. But didn't you just say you was a stripper? Oh, that don't matter. They'll change the shit. That don't matter. That don't mean shit just because I was a stripper, that's in my past. Don't worry about that. We talking about you. And you talking about these women. Yeah, right. Okay. That level of disrespect, that entitlement, that shit carries abroad. So when you go and you're engaging with these women abroad or whatnot, and you're paying them, same fucking rules apply. You know what I'm saying? It's a level of disrespect that they have for you. Now, it won't be blatant because they're trying to get in your fucking pocket. Okay. But trust me, when I tell you this, women here think the same way, the stripper mentalities and shit, fucking nigga get their money type of shit. That's the same fucking way it is over there. So you're thinking that you're getting this girlfriend experience and all this type of shit. Everything's hunky dory, right? Yeah, it'll go good for a little while, but always keep in mind there's a level of respect there that is not present. It's a level of disdain that is not fucking good. All right. Do not let your guard down. I want you to look and you see me in my eyes when I tell you this shit. And I want you to be clear. I want to be very clear and thorough with you. Do not let your guard down. All right. There's a level of respect there. It's very low, very minuscule, to say the least. All right. Keep that shit in fucking mind when you're going out there. Moving right along. So, what these guys are doing, they're engaging with these women. They're getting them, and having a good old time and bringing them to their place where all their valuables are at. And they're vulnerable. They're getting jacked. They're getting laid the fuck out. And this has been going on for quite some time now. It was a white guy, my partner in WTU, Gil. White boy, they got him last year. A brother I know, they got him. A fucking Indian man. They took this poor bastard for all his shit. They got him out of motherfucking iPad, cell phone, passport, about 12 credit cards. They ran all them motherfuckers up, This motherfucker woke up 2 days later, you know what I'm saying? From the Escopolamina, it knocked, laid him out, From my understanding of the drug, to some extent, it's almost like a fucking truth serum. Okay. It could be administered through, they say you can blow it in the air, contact through that way. the the more potent way of administering it is through alcohol, like with drinks, because alcohol actually exacerbates the effect of the drug. So when you take that, they like to put it in your alcohol, you drink your drink, man, your ass is out of here. You know what I'm saying? Sweet sailing, get the fuck on, and you get jacked. But I think a lot of that is because these guys, they're approaching the situation. Let's just face it, man. Everybody wants love and affection at some point in their life, and sometimes we just go about it in the wrong fucking way, bro. Excuse me. Just go about it the wrong fucking way. I'm sorry to say it. And they're paying for time with these women, and these women don't have that level of respect for you, and they taking it to these cats. Motherfuckers need to be aware of that shit when it's going down, you know. So I said to say this. I don't have nothing against nobody paying for no pussy. I don't got to get nothing against nobody. If you got a silver tongue, you know the language, you're familiar with Spanish, you go over there, you run your game, and you get it. However you get it, that's your business. I'm not here to criticize or talk about nobody that does. Let me add something right quick. Slap this in here right quick. Give me a moment, fellas. Dang, why my thing not working? Oh, there we go. Bam. All right. Right. Bam. Okay. Had to put that in there. Somebody would be coming in here, but I just put that in there, maybe sooner than later. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Naive motherfuckers. You right about that. Yeah, you have to approach that situation from a business standpoint. I mean, if I have any brothers in here that are into business or sales or whatnot, it's a business agreement, and you have to approach it as just as that. I've done several blogs about Toda La Noche, why I do not advise people to do it. But if you're going to do it, there's ways to go about doing it that are I'm not gonna say it's 100% fuck proof, you know what I'm saying? But it's safer than just giving somebody access to you and your body at your most, vulnerable point. When you sleep, you're completely vulnerable. You have no idea what's going on around you. If you're gonna have someone around you when you sleep, you better have a lot of trust in that motherfucker. And like I said, trust is not given, something that needs to be earned. So you fellas going out here for a good time with these ladies, look, it's a business transaction. Keep that in mind. All right. The same type of business transactions you have back at home, moving forward, you need to keep that in mind and stay on or keep your eyes on the prize, brother. Tell you to say this, because that one mistake, that one slip up can cost you, your life. It can not just your life. I'm gonna say literally it can cost you your fucking mind. You can lose your mind. You'll be a walking fucking vegetable walking around this bitch, your name would be Jonathan Veggie, you know what I'm saying? Christian Carrot, you be a fucking vegetable walking around this bitch. You don't want that shit. So moving forward, number 2, like I said, my number 2 tip, if you're out here, you're messing with these women, keep in mind it's a business transaction. All right. Anytime money becomes involved, it's no longer a relationship. This is a business transaction. Conduct that shit as such, no in between, No, this ain't a love. No, this ain't a love affair. No, I don't need you cooking my motherfucking food. I can do just fine by my goddamn self, And more so now, this is very prevalent going on right now. It's not a fucking joke. I know 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 guys that I know personally that I've met that stay in Medellin as we speak. And all of these guys are reporting back to me. They're talking to me and they're telling me the same thing. Look, OW, I know you got people, you travel a lot. Reach out to them on your channel, bro. Spread the word. They may believe it coming from you, maybe not. A lot of these brothers out here, they're the travel pros. I call y'all like the vets. You done been to a country 8, 9, 10 times or whatever. Some of y'all done been to countries more often than me. Some of y'all been traveling a lot longer than me. And those are the people you become complacent. And that's when you get hit. You're like, okay, I've been doing this so long. Ain't nobody gonna get me. I've been coming here all this time and be just fine. The world is changing, my brother. and it's changing rapidly right now. You know, you're having a global financial crisis. All bets are off. You know, some people, some of these women you've been knowing for years and months, if they got a choice between putting their food on the table or taking you, guess what? You getting took. Simple as that. All right. So that's my second tip. Keep it business. All right. Tip number tres. Number three, you ignorant motherfucker, you. Do not go out there walking down the street with all your money. I was telling people that why? I understand. I understand. I get it, you know. You big, rich, wealthy American. This is nothing to me, you know. But still in all, it's something to somebody else. All right. This is what I don't do. When I go to said country or whatnot, I never walk around with a debit card. You know, that's why you have credit. Got a credit card. So my advice is this: at no particular time should you be walking down the street with over $100. I mean, that's why I would cap it at. I mean, I don't even do it, but $100, you know, that's a lot for some people. I don't, whatever. But your main debit card to your checking account, there is no need for you to have that on your person walking down the street. You know, too many things could happen. In the event that you were drugged, now they have access to, you know, your main line of financial resources. You know, that credit card got a limit on it. You know, some credit cards have, you know, less limits than others, but with that credit card, it's less probable of them going to a like a what you want to call it, an ATM machine. There's only a certain amount of money that they can get off their fucking credit card. All right. So I would rather them have a credit card with say a $2,000 limit on it, you know, as opposed to having my checking account with $25,000 in it. Damn. Not my checking account. Clean that shit up right quick. But anybody checking account with $20,000 or $25,000 in it, you know, I'd rather them get my credit card with 2 racks on it because I could cancel that credit card. There's a number of things I could do. There's theft protections on different credit cards or whatnot. It just would be a good idea not for you people to have, you know, all that, you know, access to your finances right there in the event that you were drugged. Let's just say about it, you know, you were slipping one night, your girl got you. Damn, you know, and they over there, they working your ass over, boy. They get you, you know, they got you wildly. They going in there, they buying up all they fucking can. Well, you know, you gonna have to take both hands and hold that motherfucking L, but the L could be limited to what you have on you, you know, and that shouldn't be a lot, you know. I mean, somebody pulls up, you know, they up their fucking Ruger on your fucking ass. That shit happen in New Orleans all the time. Nigga pull that heater out, they pull that chopper out, they get with you, you know. Shit get ugly real quick, 0 to 100. Yeah, it can take what you got on you. You know, now they can't take you for everything. All right. Um, the next thing, third, that was my third tip. Yeah, that was my third tip. Yeah, okay. So that was the third tip. All right. Also, when you do arrive, you know, just put everything in the fucking safe. You know, you don't have to have all your shit out. You know, this is something you should do. You know what I mean? Take it from me. You know, I done took some L's. You know, I don't want to go into the L's that they took, but look, man, people are getting their issue out there right now. You know, one guy he got his motherfucking issue. He in a Facebook group, and he said a close friend of his right now. I mean, he has problems sleeping at night after taking that shit. You know, like he just ain't the same person no more. His mind, it comes and it goes. You know, he was drugged. You know, a lot of people are getting drugged right now. You know. So I noticed there's a lot of comments in the chat. Oh shit, man, my bad. I have a guest here, and he's gonna come on. He's gonna share some of his experiences, maybe as well, that he's had with this scopamine thing going on. Escopolamina. Yeah, you don't want. That's one L you don't want to take. Trust me, this is something you should not do. And usually it's the women that are doing this to the men. All right, because these women could get you to let your guards down. All right, and once you let your guards down, I mean, all bets is off pretty much after that. They got you where they want you, and yeah, it gets ugly. So I'm about to go now. I have 3, 4. I got 2 more. I have two more tips for you fellas. Y'all might want to hang around for these two more tips I'm going to give you, to protect yourself while you out here and you in the field, so you don't get taken. At any rate, I'm going to bring my buddy on in here. It's a person you've all learned to love and hate. Johnny LA, what you got to
What's
say
up with
today?
you, man?
Man, I can't call it, man. I'm just trying to lace the fellas with a little game, bro, so they can protect their most valuable asset, which is their fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Well,
about to
let's
go
just be
into
real. Let's just be real for a minute. You always gonna have those gringo cockroaches out there that are gonna get gotten and robbed. You know, I've been listening since the beginning of the live, and what I will say, 100%, I agree with you. A lot of brothers, unfortunately, won't take the advice, and they don't understand that you can be a millionaire in the fucking United States, but when you go down there, I'm sorry, you I said that wrong. You can be a regular guy like us. When you go out there, you're a gringo. You got dollars, so you got to be able to know how to protect yourself. And unfortunately, you got some that don't that they got to actually get got before they actually learn. Unfortunately. Um, everything you just said is 100% true. And on top of that, for me, I'm actually another guy. I don't drink, so there's no way they're gonna drug me. The only way that's gonna happen, you gonna have to really, I mean, you really gonna have to do some work. And even by then, I'm gonna catch on to what the fuck you're doing. And I don't do two girls at one time. So, and the whole like meeting up and all that stuff. No, it's where I want to go. And yeah, you're gonna know the day of. Like I said, the day of when we actually meet, you'll find out. I'm not telling you an hour before or hour after. You'll know when I see you.
Indeed, indeed. I want to
You
give a
know.
couple of shout outs to the fellas in the chat right quick. I want to send a shout out just in case, man. Thanks for stopping by, just in case. Glad to see you here tonight, my brother. Let me just bring this over here. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So y'all can actually see me when I'm talking to you. Keymaker, musty weave glue. Yeah, Keymaker. That the weave did smell bad, and typically when you're dealing with Colombians, I found I wasn't familiar at the time that people used to wear fucking weave because all the girls I used to dealing with, especially the Pisces, I would smell their natural hair, like it just smelled like it was fresh out the shower. But this was a young lady, and she had a weave. I could tell it was an old one, and that shit smelled bad. That turned me off, man. I was pretty much done after that. I didn't want no type of sexual encounters. Bad odors for me is like an instant DQ. Roll Tide, what's that with your Roll Tide? Eddie J, what's popping, man? Feet wipe. I appreciate you, Eddie G, and for Eddie J, and all y'all fellas that's in the chat right now. I appreciate y'all stopping by, and I appreciate y'all if y'all hit that like button, promote the channel, help a brother grow, all that good stuff. I appreciate that. Salute OW, all my partner, fitness and travel, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. It's all good, man. I'm just spreading a little good word right quick, man. I had left the chat with you, man. I felt a little motivated. I was like, man, let me reach out to a couple of these fellas out here and let them know what's going on with this Escopolamina out here. I don't think they or don't really realize the danger, how bad it really could be, and maybe I could give people a few tips on how to approach these situations to whereas it won't cost them their life or their finances. Either way, heads up. Fitness and travel life. You in West Palm? Oh, all right. He talking to him right there. Big D, man. What's happening with your diesel? What's happening with your big baby? Man, I'm just chilling, bro. Just passing through your ear. All right. Use love hotels and only carry the necessary for Big Mike. Exactly. That's detrimental. That's a key thing. I mean, it's no need to be walking around with a big wad of money, getting your shine on. In other countries, it's not like that. It's not about being the number one stunner out there. Um, to be honest with you, like I said, even $100 is a lot. To be honest with you, I mean, when I walk around, I may have maybe 150 mil pesos. That's all I need to buy entertainment or anything else that I pretty much want. 150 mil pesos, a credit card to pay for food. That's it. Don't have you don't need your fucking driver's license. You don't need your insurance card, your fucking car insurance, whatever else you have in your wallet. You don't need that shit. Take all that shit off of you. Put all that shit in a safe, lock it up somewhere, set it and forget it. Carry on. But by all means, don't walk down the street with that. Big Mike International, great information, bro. Appreciate that. Great information. Great comment. Don't bring your debit card when meeting up with chicas. Exactly. There's no need for the debit card. Pretty much the only time you should have your debit card on your person, in my opinion, is when you initially getting some money. That's it. You go, you get your money, you bring, you put your debit card up. What are you walking around with it for at that point? I don't know. What do you just want to give some money away? If you do, I'll put my email in the chat and you can just give that shit to me if you're in a given mood. But hey, that's our, it is what it is. Mr. Exclusive, what's happening, big homie? Long day at work. Hope you prospering, man. I'm trying, bro. I'm taking it one day at a time, Playboy. One fucking day at a time, Mr. Exclusive. Girlfriend experience, simping. You gonna get some heat for that shit, man. Hey, Johnny, what you think about this comment here, brother?
To be honest, you already know what I think. So I'm not gonna get too. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go raid R on this bastard. But you know, my opinion to him, matter of fact, nah, fuck it. He can fuck off because he don't know what
Moving
he's
right
talking about.
along. Moving right along. K Mac. Oh man, my brother K Mac in the building. Man, K Mac, how you been doing? So I ain't seen you in a hot minute, bro. I'm glad you stopped by tonight. Show a little love, It's all gravy. And Casper for King. Always a pleasure to see you, brother. Always a pleasure to have you stop by, man. Casper, one of them fellas. I've been knowing Casper for a good little while now, man. Casper been around since the Brazil trip. That's how we had linked up. Guys, thanks for stopping by, Casper. Just in case, yes, I am.
I will say this though, to add to kind of what you just said, the big thing right now. I don't know if you added this into that, but right now with it being holiday season, they really out there. They really out there. So everybody has to be careful. Um, they trying to get, they've been in the pandemic just like everybody else, and we're still going through the worst here in the U.S. So you could only imagine in other countries how desperate they are to rob and to pretty much get people. So if anything, and I'm pretty sure, matter of fact, I think in the last live we did a while back, you asked me, how was the trip about Medellin, and like I said, I mean, I think I did pretty good for myself, on making sure, that I didn't get got, you know, not drugged or anything like that. But right now, this is desperate times. To be honest, Colombia, how I see it right now, is survival of the fittest.
I totally agree, brother. It's either be eaten out there right now. If you look
That's
like food,
exactly
guess
right.
what? They're very predatory. The women right now they're predatory. I mean, it's survival. And when it comes down to survival, think about it like this: in a pride of lions, the women hunt. You know what I'm saying? So the women are the hunters. And unfortunately, at this particular time, if you are into that lifestyle, you become the prey. Now there are some not everyone are bad players in this situation. I want to clarify that. I don't want people to watch this blog and come back and he's like, oh, he's bashing the country. He's pretty much saying everyone there's a fucking bandit. They're out to get you. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is crime is on an uptick right now. The holidays are coming. Okay. You even notice that in the United States right now. Every time around the holiday season, you're going into Black Friday and you're rolling into December, you get ready to go into Christmas. There's always an uptick in crime. In Louisiana, in New Orleans, it always happens. Never fucking fails. All right. This is what I see year after year after year. With that being said, in that logic, I'm more than sure other places around the world that celebrate the particular holiday is similar to, if not the same. All right. That that particular stat is now probably we can say twice fold, maybe threefold do with the current pandemic that we're experiencing right now, because people are already broke, and so it's even worse now. So people, they're gonna be pressed. All right, they're gonna do what they gotta do, not just to supply, keep food on the table, but all those extra things that they may want or think that they need, they gotta get it out of somebody's ass. And let's not listen to this video, and hopefully it won't be your ass that they're getting it out of. Is the point, the moral of that story. And I'm gonna move right on down this. Who do we have here? Who's up next right here? Uh, Jonan Ronan. Pockets ran. What does that mean? Robbed? Well, yes and no. Actually, when you say pockets ran, it can have more than one meaning. To be honest with you, you could be robbed, of course, or you can get your pockets ran by just being foolish and giving the motherfucker your money. You know, either one of those will suffice. People pockets are getting ran all day long in Sasua. You know what I'm saying? To my knowledge, ain't nobody getting drugged out there. Nothing. I haven't heard anything about that yet. But we got some people out there paying ridiculous prices for goods and services and whatnot. Uh, Not because I think they want to, it's just because they're coming from a place of ignorance. Maybe they just don't know any better. So they don't know any better. The pockets getting ran, and it's just being gullible, you know. So to avoid it happening to you, you should listen to channels like this one, any travel channel. Pick one. All right. They're dealing with, current events or what's going on in particular areas. You should know the price of goods and services in your particular environment before getting on the plane and going there. That's just a given. You have to do research. You just don't show up in places and hope every fucking thing is going to be all right. That's why you have these guys going down there, setting up these dates with girls on Tinder, don't have their Facebook account, don't know their real fucking name. They're going out with them and they're getting drugged. And when they ask them, do they know the people? They'd be like, no. Well, what's their real name? Maria. They have fucking 3,000 Marias just in this fucking block right here. Can you please be more specific? And they can't. So I said to say this. This is what pocket ran mean. You don't know the particular environment. You end up going out there. You blow your fucking money. You're getting overcharged, and you come back and you're like, I had a terrible time. Like, what happened? Like, everything was just so expensive. I felt as though I got hustled. Well, you did. So that's what pocket ran could be means as well too. So don't sleep on that one. Keymaker says in Brazil you might get your back pocket robbed. Well, Keymaker, they got pickpockets everywhere, cousin. Man, real talk. I saw that vlog. I know what you talk about in Brazil. I think when they had the Olympics out there, was it the Olympics? I think they had the Olympics out there one year or something. And they actually had cameras up that was like around the main building and whatnot. And they actually showed like teams of people that were going out in the street and like just snatching people fucking purses and shit, running with it. That's like it was organized. They'll wait for an unknown gringo to walk by and they just run up on him and get him. Like if he had his phone in his hand or whatever, they snatch the phone and break off running. And you ain't catching none of them motherfucking Brazilians. But all them boys out there running 4.24s and shit, your fat ass ain't been on the treadmill in about 6 years. You can just hang it up. Just let him have it. Just let it go. Let it go. But yeah, they was getting got out there, cousin. That's real talk. I remember that shit. I saw the fucking documentary on YouTube. People getting their ass. And I'm not talking about money. What? Keymaker, I'm gonna leave that alone, cousin, because I don't know where you're going at with that. Hey, Johnny, you know this cousin, you know what this cat talking about right here? Oh, Johnny don't know. Damn. All right. Well, hey, Johnny. Oh, all right.
I'm here. I was waiting until you finish, bro.
I was asking, bro. Do you have any idea what you think this mean right here? He said in Brazil you might get your back pocket robbed, and he said I'm not talking about your money.
The only thing I could think of is if you go the other way as a man. I can't really think of uh what he means. Keymaker, can you be a little bit more specific on that? There's a couple people in the chat are not understanding what you mean by that. In
Yeah.
my opinion, if I had to say, maybe he talking about the whole dildo situation. I don't know. But yeah, no, he needs to be more specific. Now, I ain't never let no other bitch stick no dildo in my ass. You got me fucked up. So
Yeah, I knew you was gonna go there with that shit, Johnny. I knew it. That's why I asked it.
you know, bro, you know I ain't gonna do that.
I knew
So
you was gonna tell it. Boy, you need to be more specific, boy. You don't know we don't know what you're talking about, man. What's
yeah,
going
I
on?
don't know. That's speaking in a language I can't even talk. And you know that's something else. I never understood that. I've watched a lot of channels, and I don't get certain brothers. You know, and this is be real. Half of these little cockroaches don't even have passports. So the fact that you talking shit about everybody else and you gonna come on and you gonna get hippity hoppity over people like you and me that travel, you know, it makes no sense to me. I would much rather if I don't want to get robbed or got or drugged anywhere, but for me, I'd rather take my chances outside the U.S. and do this than to waste my money here when I know I can't get what I want. Uh, and I and luckily for me, I ain't never had that issue. I mean, how you and I first met, Dubs in Santo Domingo. I had to have full trust in that bitch. Full trust to let her in that house for those days, bro.
That's real, man. That's real, bro. You um,
And that shit was not a, she cooked clean, but most importantly, because she had, to be honest, she had full access to rob me. But you can, and this is something that I really don't tell people this, but well, like you said, common sense ain't common to everybody. But in my opinion, I think when you meet someone, you can kind of pick up on vibes and see if she's the one for you or not.
right.
And when I say that, I mean, can you leave something out and she won't take it? Can you guys go? Like it's like an actual intellectual. It's not even a business transaction at this point. Now it's really me getting to know. But like you said, there are some dumb, bitches that don't. They look to the here and now, and they want the little couple $100. Okay, no problem, or whatever the case is. You made a very good point about not taking any cash out and just waiting for the um and moving forward. Um, like I said, I've always been a person to make sure I'm looking out for myself, looking out for what I have, the safe, all that. You got to utilize all your resources. Is where I'm getting that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And your screening process has to be impeccable when you're out here dealing with these people. It needs to be on point. You actually had a certain scenario where you actually, I mean, we discussed it before. It was hit or miss because you also had a bad experience. It's like you had a good one. With the young lady before she got there, she said she was going to do one thing, then she changed the story when she got there. You had to end up putting that motherfucker out.
Yeah,
So it's hit or miss with that.
it
This
it
is
is. And what's interesting, to kind of dive into that story briefly for a couple seconds.
go
We
right ahead.
talked we talked for some hours, and I think I even told you that, right? We were
Yeah,
talking. I even showed you the messages. Like I made it very clear what I was looking for, and then you gonna turn around and you gonna try to do me wrong, and then even after I kick you out, bitch, you gonna still message me? Oh fuck no! So I said to say this: make sure you keep them text messages because I was getting ready to play her for her bluff. All right, let's call the Dominican police. All right, let's go. Because I got every fucking message right here, and you still left with $0.
right, right.
Sorry, I know I paused, but so like I said, I was just gonna say, when it came to that situation, you got to be very clear. You have messages, and she knew from the beginning that I didn't want no condom, and then now you gonna try to, it's just little stuff, and a lot of them, the first thing they'll do, and you know this firsthand, they'll put them fucking emojis up. You got to be able to ignore those emojis. Like you said, this is a business transaction. All the other shit is out the fucking window. All of it. So that's
Hell
what
to
I
the
gotta
yeah.
say.
Yeah, to the yeah, bro. Hey, bro, that's a great reply to the question, bro. I mean, you definitely on point with that, man. Ain't no doubt about it. And you just for me, I go off of what a person does. I mean, they could talk on, because a lie don't care who tell it. For me, I like to go off a person's actions. A motherfucker tell you anything that you think that you want to hear. Because these women are game official. They've dealt with not hundreds but thousands of different men, thousands of different personalities since they were little. They were pretty much raised and brought up into this culture. They're surrounded by it. So there's nothing new under the sun. All right. So they pretty much know what you're lacking in your country, and they're gonna provide that for you here. You know, get those hooks in your heart, so to speak, for lack of a better term. So these are just things you have to be aware of, you know. And this brother right here makes an interesting comment. He says, "Feet White, what's up, OW? I subbed to your channel in April on your live. I asked, do folks think tourists will be targeted because of tough times? Appeared to be ahead of my time. People replied no, a naive way to approach the present." Exactly, my brother. Look, I'm gonna tell you one thing, D Hick. You definitely called this one, bro. Look, um, people aren't fortune tellers, but sometimes you could actually look at certain situations and you pretty much make a good prediction. All right. Now, at the particular time, we had no idea things were going to get this bad. We have global economies, even ours. We've opened back up, but as you clearly see, there are states that are closing back down as we speak right now. Freaking, I think San Diego was closing back down. I know it's a couple of states that are closing back down. Um, our governor came on TV maybe 3 days ago, and she went public and she stated she's actually urging families not to celebrate Thanksgiving in mass numbers. I mean, who would have ever thought that coming up in November, the governor of our state will be coming on TV and urging people to not gather for Thanksgiving. It's like we prefer for y'all to make turkey dinner at your house and maybe do a Zoom conference with everybody at the table talking. That's some eerie fucking shit. And there's gonna be millions more jobs lost. I mean, coming up in 2021, we think 2020 was bad. 2021 gonna be a motherfucker. That's gonna be the backbreaker there, especially if these people keep deliberating behind actually adding stimulus to this economy, and it continues down this road. It's gonna be a lot more hardships coming. And even in other countries, think of it like this: people that rely on American tourism and people can't fly out, those people suffer when we suffer. It's like a domino effect. Like it starts here, then it goes to like places like DR that are highly dependent on tourism. They suffer. No one's coming into the country. Colombia, despite popular, opinion or whatnot, they have actually gone and made articles about it in the newspaper. How they're weary about shutting their economy down again because a lot of those businesses are suffering there as well. The tourist industry there is like, phew, it's not looking good. I was there for 7 days, and I did not see many Americans there. I'm going to be honest with you. Parker Harris was a fucking shadow of his former self when I was there, and this is where a lot of people go at. They had good jobs there. People go there, they may do their hustle and shit there, but as far as tourists going there, you have the bars, you have the drinks, you have the women, of course, and without tourism there, those places won't be able to remain open for a long time. So what happens next? The people start to cannibalize themselves. All right. I mean, well, we don't have any gringos to get. Hey, we got to get each other now. It's just a bad fucking situation, man. But D Hick, great comment, my brother. I totally agree with what you were saying. A lot of us didn't see this coming, and you had some pretty good insight to say the least. All right, moving on down here. Oh shit! Damn, I missed all these. Damn, let me go back up. I think I missed. Okay, here we go. Jaws 2003, man. What's happening with your Jaws, bro? Good to see you coming stroll through and holler at that fella. What you got to say tonight, brother? Oh, James Jaws says, "OW, well, why do you think brothers go to manga, but deep down they want companionship or a family with a foreign woman? Wouldn't it be more effective that they look for this from the start?" Hmm, interesting. Well, um, typically they do. I can't speak for everybody, and to be honest with you, I'm a backtrack on that. I ain't gonna say typically they do because I don't really know. I can't really put myself in their feet in their shoes, so to speak. I said in their feet, Lord have mercy. In their shoes. I can't put themselves in their shoes. But rationally thinking, yes, they should be able to engage and look for that, initially. But here's the problem with that, Jaws. Initially, there's a language barrier. All right. And that language barrier can sometimes be a problem for some people. All right. It's a little hard to overcome. I'm more than sure you may have heard of the term weekend warrior. All right. Uh, these guys have limited time to go down there. They may be down there for 3 days. They may be down there for 2 days. All right. But when they go down there, they may be looking for a relationship. Who fucking knows? But they see all these beautiful women out there. They got to touch something. So what ends up happening, they go down there with good intentions, a drink here, a blunt there, a little drink here, and that girl over there says, "Give me $50." Guess what? He's going to fuck her. It's just the way it is. He's going to get it in. He may not tell nobody. He may be ashamed of himself in the morning, but for that moment, he's gonna be knee deep in some pussy. What happens is he finds out how easy that was. It was like, yeah, it was a whole lot easier for me to do that than to sit on the phone and talk to this motherfucker for 4 or 5 days, and I'm only here for 2 days. Hmm. I think I'm gonna stick with this migraine thing, and that's what goes through these people's mind. You know what I'm saying? And just my humble opinion. Also, the guys that do want to have these long, maybe looking for a relationship and whatnot. Um, on a long-term scale, it's not feasible. It's not maintainable. It's not realistic. And I'm gonna tell you why. And this is just my opinion on that. Depending on the brother's situation, if he's just an average blue-collar guy, works a 9 to 5, 40-hour a week job, he's gonna have 2 weeks off that he can actually just take off during the year. All right. So 2 weeks, you break that down, it's 14 days. So he has 14 days out of 365 days to go to said country and establish a relationship. Unless he's just gonna be taking days off out the wazoo and eventually he'll be fired and he won't have a job. Okay, think about that. If you even went out the country, what 2 days a month, you know what I'm saying? You got 12 months in a year. That's 24 days. That surpasses your 14-day leave by 10 days. It's not sustainable, in other words. But most men, when they're gonna do that, that's why they turn to the mongering. I mean, all things being considered, they may have good intentions on going down there and establishing that relationship, but you have time restraints, all right, and that's where the problem comes in at. So sometimes the monetary pleasure just becomes more feasible for them to do. I mean, how long do you want to carry on a relationship, quote unquote, and you can only go to the country, you know, for 2 days every other month? You're gonna. I don't mean I don't know how people's sex drive is, but I'm more than sure that woman gonna want to fuck more than once a month. I'm more than sure he will too. So what they end up doing is they'll have them a little jump off out there. They'll go and see them when they can, quote unquote, and they'll have someone here that may be like a love interest or whatnot, or some 300-pound hog that they just come knock down at 2 in the morning because they don't want nobody else to see her. Just be real. I mean, a lot of us here are fucking overweight women. I mean, if you're into black women, that's what you're doing, man. I mean, you can't sugarcoat that shit. Lies and no, man, my girl slept. Well, that's you. You're not the majority. Everybody say that. I gotta be a fine chick. Yeah, well, goody for you. But for we talking about numbers here, we got 70 to 80% of motherfuckers that just overweight. They got 5 stomachs and shit. I mean, look, if that's what you want to fuck, go right ahead. But I think a lot of these guys have good intentions. Like I said on the live before, the road to hell was paved with good intentions. They have very good intentions on going out there and establishing the relationship. But in the long term, just my opinion, your average guy, it's not sustainable. It's impossible to sustain that. You're a fool. You're you're living you're living in fucking Wally World if you think that you could do that and you only have an allowance of 14 days a year to go on vacation. All right. Other ways it could work. If you're a digital nomad, yeah, great. You can pull that shit off. If you're a 1099 worker, you make your own hours and you can work, let's say, you could do 3 12s. All right. If you make your own hours. So that's 36 hours a week. You just do 12 hours for 3 days at 36 hours. That pretty much equates to a full-time job, and you'll have 4 days to travel. Then you can leave out every month. These are just those circumstances. But for the most part, I mean, look, the guys go out there, there's beautiful women everywhere. Clearly, we don't have those options here. So that's the reason why they do what they do. I don't knock them. I look at it like this. Some options are better than no options. I tell anybody that shit, and you don't have to be ashamed about making those choices that make you feel good. All right. If you listen to everybody else and you do the things that to them are socially the norm and you're fucking miserable, what is it to live then? Because you're living in misery now. You're living through the eyes of someone else and what they think you should be doing. So yeah, they should approach it that way, but it always doesn't work out there like that, Jaws. For me, I'm able to leave out every month because of how my job is set up. I have 30-day resets. After those 30 days, I could have somebody to actually cover a shift for me. I automatically have 3 days off because I had set up, add a day here, get somebody to work a day there, bam, I'm off 5 days. I can go skip the fucking border and get back home. It ain't no problem. So I wish everybody the best. That's the reason why you had the show like 90 Day Fiance. They go there, they meet these women, they try and bring them back here. That's the goal because it's not truly sustainable for them, maybe at that particular time in their careers or their life, to actually pack up and leave and go to said country and live with that person because they still have to work. You have limited time off. That's the biggest thing, man. You have to get that balance between money and time. And that's a hell of a fucking juggling act. I'm here to tell you, if this shit ain't easy, it's either you're gonna be time rich and money poor, vice versa, especially when you're in this travel game and you start seeing these other countries and shit, you start to really value your time. You see how you're actually imprisoned in this particular country. I mean, you can make maybe not literally in prison, but as far as your time, you're slave to the system. It's extremely expensive to live here. You have to work long hours to survive here. And you see, once you got out of the country, you're like, damn, things are so much cheaper here. My money goes so much further. How can I get this money to follow me to this country and spend more time there? And it's a conundrum, man. It's a conundrum. That's why you see guys, man, they might leave out the country like every 3 months. They may go every 6 months. They may go, but those terms and those conditions aren't conducive to having a prolonged relationship. It's just the fact. So this is why they resort to just, hey, look, baby, come get this money, bend it over, toot it up, don't grab me. Let me get up in there, splash here, splash there. I'll be back in 60 days. It's just what it boils down to. All right. If you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth and you have a couple $100,000 in the fucking bank just sitting around, you have investment properties so as you could take off when you want to. Those are situations, financial situations that are conducive to you having a prolonged relationship in another country. I tell anybody, if you can't get to that country, at least every other month for at least 6 days, you don't have no fucking relationship. And even then, that's stressful because think about it. You're back in the States for over 30 days and you just sitting in the fucking house playing for the Yankees and you got a hope in your mind, over there, she ain't got a fucking 8-inch ride off in her fucking go-go, you gotta think about all that shit. It ain't just that easy. A motherfucker can cheat on you in your own house, but 1,800 miles away, that's a long distance relationship. Long distance. You just can't hop in your motherfucking Cadillac, go take a ride for 3 hours and be at her front door. Don't work like that. So sometimes mongering or whatnot, that's some people's safety zone. You know, that's the way they go. You know, so it is what it is. All righty then. What we say here? But she loves me. Try not paying. Man, look, you can try not paying, but you're gonna get hit up in the long run. You're gonna get hit up in the long run with that fucking interest on the tail end. Oh Lord, you want to take out that small business loan? They're gonna get you on the tail end, brother. It never fails, man. It is what it is, you know. But it's just more, especially in my community, the black community and whatnot, it's just more glorified, you know, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like you pimp, you how you say, you swagged out, you know, you got game, you know, if you can go to places like that and just like talk to women and, you know, get sexual favors from them. You know, it's just glorified. It's just the way it is. You know, I mean, is it possible? Hell yeah. You know, I done went down there many a times, you know, and had success off a general conversation, maybe a tea, you know, and you know, a fucking Bendea Paisa, you heard me, and 20 minutes later I was up there clapping cheeks, you know. Does it happen all the time? No, it doesn't, you know, and if you don't have time to be there, it's a possibility that it won't. You know, guys that actually live in these said countries, they have. I mean, there's a Jamaican guy that I met. Matter of fact, Johnny actually introduced me to this guy, and he's ex-military, so I mean, he gets a pension. I mean, he has money. He gets money every month. He's able to engage with the women. The women see him on a regular. You know, he lives there. That's a completely different scenario. It's completely different for a number of reasons. You know, um, he speaks the language, which is a plus. He lives there, another plus. So this is someone that they can reach out to and go see him, you know, April, May, June, July. It ain't like you're gonna come on an April on a fucking weekend and bam, maybe I don't know, you pop back up in July sometimes. You know, it's no consistency there. You have to be able to show and prove that consistency. You have to have a fucking address there. Once you have an address there, if you could be there 6 months out of the year and it's 12 months out of the 6 out of the 12 months in the year, you got something. Now you can conduct yourself and have a relationship, you know, something that's ongoing, build a rapport with her and her family, you know. But that's my take on that. I don't advise people to be delusional and think that you can go to these countries and have a gainful, you know, fruitful relationship with somebody, and you're only seeing them 2 days out of 30 days in a month. I just don't see. I wouldn't even want anybody to do that. You know, I'm just gonna be honest with you. If I couldn't be there to at least spend at least 7 to 10 of those days out of a month with that person, I don't think that's fair. You know, I just don't think I wouldn't even ask nobody to do no shit like that. I would rather have a friends with benefits situation. When I come there, you take care of me, I take care of you. You know, because anything else, man, that it's not realistic. I mean, that's just me. Now, if someone in the chat feels as though, you know, you've had a relationship with a woman in another country and you call it a relationship and you only there for 2 weeks out of the fucking year, please voice your opinion. Let me know how that's working out for you. I am curious to know. Them pros just got mad because you have had an upper level experience and they too lazy and not creative enough to do it. God damn, Mr. Exclusive, random motherfucking bitches just now. Mr. Exclusive, cousin, you spot on with that, Brian. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You hit the nail on the fucking head with that one, you heard me? And Exclusive says, don't play with wolves if you ain't a wolf. Man, you damn right, bro. You going out there, you want to run with the wolf pack. You know, you got a bum leg. You think you're gonna keep it with the pack? Fucking pack gonna turn on your motherfucking ass. You heard me? We don't accept the weak. Oh no, finish you motherfuckers off straight up. Oh, brother D Hick, here we go. Facts. We need to watch how we maneuver and who we interact with. Don't get your ass caught up out in a clink. Man, you right about that, man. You spot on 100 with that shit, you know. And right there, I'm gonna start with that one, and that brings me to pointer number cuatro. When you engage with these people and for the first time, you should use how can I use this? How should I say this? Use the tools that are at your disposal in said country to your best use, if that makes sense to you. I'm gonna break that down to you. Use the tools that are at your disposal to protect your ass. One of the best tools and assets that you have, depending on where you're renting at, they demand or they require for you to have an ID. All right. This is something that I do when I go to these places that have doors. I I always advocate for people using Airbnb, but there are some Airbnbs that have doormen. All right. Hey, look, don't be cheap. Let's get this out the way right quick. When you get there, you meet your door person, whatever, you engage with them, you introduce yourself. Go ahead and slide that motherfucker 20 mil pesos off top. Give them that. All right. Now, go on up to your room, check all your stuff in. When they're alone by themselves, you go back downstairs and you have a little conversation with them. And you tell them, hey, I will be having some company coming over. I appreciate it. I know y'all make copies of these people's IDs or whatnot. I would like to know the person's name and and pertinent information about this person. So between me and you, I give you another 20 mil pesos. When these motherfuckers leave, you give me a copy of the ID too. So now, what have you established? You've established a couple of things. Okay, you've established a rapport with your door person, and you've also turned these motherfuckers into your own personal Magnum PI. You got your own personal Inspector Gadget at the fucking front door. How great is that? All for the low, low price of $10 fucking. You know what I'm saying? Or 20 mil pesos. What's that? Yeah, three goals in a 20. We just gonna say, yeah, $7. You got your own personal Inspector Gadget, Magnum motherfucking PI. And guess what else now? You have a copy of this person's ID. So what does that mean? That alias name that she was giving you on Tinder or Facebook or wherever the fuck you met that motherfucker at, I don't want to know. But now, guess what you do know? You have her complete government name, and on top of that, you have the most recent address probably on file for that person. Okay, and she knows that, you know, that you have access to that. You know what I mean? It's no secret. So what does this do? You know, it keeps them honest. All right. Because now they just can't, they know that, okay, I just can't make a mad dash off in here. They know where I live at. If something happens to this motherfucking gringo and he dies or whatnot, I'm gonna be the last person that was here. I'm on, maybe or maybe not, I'm on camera, but now they know how to find me. The police have a starting point to locate the last person that was there, had something taken place. All right. And when you initially meet these people, it would be a good idea to have them come to your place first. All right. And I'm gonna tell you why. You did. When you start talking to them, be like, hey, well, look, we're gonna get together, we're gonna go to such and such, but I want you to come to my place first. Um, just pull some reason out your ass. Oh, there's a nice bar room downstairs. I want to sit down and have a talk downstairs in my hotel or whatnot. But before you enter, my dear, you need to bring your ID and you need to present it. They're gonna make a copy of it. See what her reaction is. All right. If she has any type of criminal mischief that's on her mind, she may spare you the grief and not show the fuck up, which would be a good thing. And if she doesn't, and she still has criminal mischief in her mind, and she get that, well, now you know exactly who she is. You have her address, her phone number, all that good information. It's less probability of something taking place like that. A lot of these girls, they want to meet you. They want to get you out in a public place. They want to drug you and they want to control you and stick you in a fucking cab after that and send you on your fucking way penniless. This is their goal. This is their initiative. All right. When you have things set up in that nature, they'll think twice about it. Or they'll just come over and, perform their services like they should and not think about taking advantage of it. It's a couple of ways to think about that. But the ID trick, it always works. If someone has any type of nefarious plans or whatnot, they just gonna slip away into the sunset. When you get a copy of the ID and you hold it, oh, this your real name. Oh, okay. Oh, nice to meet you. And it's like, damn, motherfucker got me. Shit, man. I can't drug this motherfucker now. I gotta really go up here and suck this dick. Damn, that what that motherfucker do. Bring your ass on up here, bitch. Come on, get on. Either that, stay your ass where you at. Straight up. But what you ain't gonna do is rob me tonight, bitch. All right. Oh yeah, and that's pro tip number 4. All right. The first encounter, let it be at your location. Get her ID, get her name, get her address. All the above. And that's you really killing two birds with one stone too. Because even at that point, you can make sure that she's of age. Because I'm gonna tell you something about Colombia. They don't play that shit with them fucking minors. You get caught up with that. You try and do any type of activity with a minor out there, you will not be coming back home the same way that you left this motherfucker. Trust me, they got a place for you out there. Do not do that. That's something you don't want. No, 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 no. You don't want to do that shit, boy. Jaws 2003. I keep that debit card in my shoe. But if you're dealing with women like that, then some grocery stores have prepaid debit cards you can load with Jaws. That's a decent. No, it ain't a good idea. I don't want to gas you up, Coven. Look, if I can't tell you the truth, I ain't gonna tell you nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Jaws, bro, that's a terrible idea. A debit card in your shoe, dog. Now, if the shoe is at your house and not on you, yeah, that's cool, dog. But legit, I wouldn't have that fucking debit card nowhere on my person. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I've heard stories that this particular drug that they use, or whatnot, pretty much they can ask you some random questions and you'll pretty much answer it. Like, for example, your girl just asks you, hey, which debit card? Are these the only cards that you have? You'll be like, no. Where's your other card at? It's in my shoe. Could you take it out for me? Yes. And I'm like, okay, that kind of like defeated the purpose. The idea of not having the card on your person is to avoid them to have access to it. All right. And trust me, these girls are smart. I mean, they've been schooled to the game. You think you're the first person that ever came there and tried to stash something in their shoe? I'm more than sure once they go through your wallet or whatnot, they'll be asking you a series of questions because, like the girl who was the guy who was on Richard's channel earlier, um, these people were highly trained and motivated. All right, so they've seen it all before. Okay, they had internal connections. You got to look at, they wasn't taking out small bits of money out of this man's banking account. According to his story, they took well over $10,000 from him in the course of a few hours. To move that kind of money that quick, you have to have some type of internal help. There was a ring of individuals. So I said to say this, and not to say that you would encounter this, but it'd just be in your best interest not to have that on you at all. Like period. This is your main lifeline, your main source of money. I mean, why do you even need a debit card with you technically? I mean, that's the question you really want to ask yourself. Do I really need this debit card on? I mean, if I need extra money, I mean, 200 mil, that should be the most you need on your person at any given time. The card is just an added risk, is what I'm saying, brother. Even in your shoe, in your sock, this drug that they're using is like a fucking troop song. I mean, dragon's breath. I mean, think about this shit. Anything's called fucking dragon's breath. I do not want anything of value on me. Um, I don't know. You might have on a nice pair of shoes, brother. What type of shoes you wear? Those shoes might fit Poppy Chulo just fine. She might tell you to slide them bitches on up off you. I mean, look, just saying, it's possible. Moral of that story, don't put it in your shoes. That's yeah, I wouldn't do it. All right, here we go. Now we almost to the end of this right now. And I gave y'all 4 tips on how to stop yourselves from getting clubber lane. So here we go. If it get ugly, hold a snub closely. Okay, I have no idea what that means, but all right, we'll roll with that. Cool. All right, don't get Eddie Guerrero. We lie, we cheat, we steal. ran on you. Yeah, don't get the Eddie Guerrero ran on your motherfucker there. You don't want to do that shit, you know. Yo, Johnny in the building. Shout out to Jed. He shot you out, Johnny. You know what I'm saying? HD chilling. Tampa Twine says, "What's up, Johnny? Clifton, what up? 8951. Castle for King. Appreciate you. I had a great time in SDQ last week. K Mac, I know you did. You're a well-rounded traveler. You've been doing your thing, man. I ain't much gonna lie to you. I know you did it big out there. Casper King says traveling consists of nothing but homework. If you're not studying ahead of time, you're actually being irresponsible with your time overseas. Okay, you bring irresponsibility with your time overseas. Clearly, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That shit just holds true. If you fail to plan, your ass plans to fail. You need to have a concise plan, constructed before you even step foot on that fucking plane. All right. You need to have people around you that are familiar with the area. I mean, look, it's nothing wrong with it. I mean, your first time going there, if you know like an expat is there, it's great to reach out to those individuals like, hey man, it's my first time coming here. I don't know where A, B, and C is at, but I know everyone's time is valuable. Can I slide you a few dollars? Show me where to go at. You know, show me where not to go at. That's especially the question you want to ask. You know, that's just it's a given. You know, these are things that you just want to do, you know. All righty. Sound like you talking about somebody getting a salad tossed. Oh man. K Mac, let that go, bro. K Mac, K Mac, hey K Mac, I know what you're talking about, bro. That was your boy that made that comment earlier. I know what you're talking about, cousin. K Mac say, I'm talking of no. K Mac is Keymaker say, I'm talking about dudes getting drugged and waking up with their butt hurting. Pause. Oh, we talking about that go-go gadget. Man, hey, bro, look, hey, Keymaker, you know, I never heard of that, but, you know, anything possible, dog. You know, I mean, you know, anything possible, bro. I put it to you like that, bro. John Blaze, what's up, John Blaze? That's the reason you Chica proof your room out of sight, out of mind. Yep, there you go. That's how you do that shit, bro. That's how you do that shit. OW, it seems you're advocating for establishments for playtime rather than a home visits. Have you had any negative experiences at these establishments? Let me see. Um, I'm just gonna say this. I haven't had any negative experiences as far as that goes in that area. I just no, I haven't had any negative experiences. I'm thinking real hard now about the question. Have I had any bad experiences? Nope. Not playtime. Never had no bad experiences. I can honestly say that, and say that from experience. And I've actually visited um, several places along those lines, and I haven't had any problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be honest with you, completely honest. See, when you go to these particular places that we're talking about, it's regulated, and if the people who are working in these establishments, if they're caught for quote unquote felonious activities, they'll be removed from those premises. So they have a incentive to not do such things. So it's an added layer of protection, you know. Just my opinion. I talked to several people that work there. Why they don't like to work there, the pay is actually lower by them working in these establishments. But for safety purposes, for them, it's actually worth the money. If that makes sense to you, it's a trade off. You know, it's a balancing thing. You know, you can either go out here on the streets and do this yourself and risk robbery, beatings, or cuttings, or a whole host of other things that could take place out there because it's dangerous for both parties. You know what I'm saying? Or you could come here to whereas it's more of a secure environment. Everything is monetized, everything is watched. You know, there's people here to ensure that things like that don't take place. So, I mean, safety is a concern, and you know, people pay for safety. All right. So, I said to say this, that's a good starting point to go to those particular locations because you can actually find people that are in there that you can network with, and it's a safer environment, you know. So do I advocate for it? No, you do what you want, you know, to be honest with you. But I'll say this: the um the precautions that I told you to take, as far as having visitors at your domicile or whatnot, if you stick with those, you should be just fine. Just my opinion. You should be just fine. You don't have any problems at all. All right. And with that question from Eddie J, tip number 5. All right. When you get ready to close your eyes, you tell that motherfucker goodbye. That's right. I'm going to sleep. You need to be on the other side of that door. I tell this, and especially now, we're living in a hostile environment. Uh, Look, when you sleep, shit happens. You don't want anybody in your place that you had to pay to be there. You want them to be there by their own free will. With that being said, um, you know, brothers been asking me about the toll. I know what you think, on, off, or whatever. It's been an argument in the community. People feel as though, man, I want that girlfriend experience. I'm like, oh, bro, that shit's kind of, I don't know, man. Take it how you want, but it's hit or miss sometimes, And in this particular environment right now, it's a little bit more dangerous than ever when you venture off into that realm. So I said to say this: tip number 5: if you're going to have people coming over that you feel as though is a little bit weird, a little bit strange, I wouldn't have them there overnight, all night. And if you're going to do that, get you a separate place down the street. I mean, in Colombia, in Brazil, in Dominican Republic, you can easily get a decent Airbnb, air conditioned, nice, for around $30 a night. And I mean, look, it's if you're gonna do that shit, just go to an empty apartment where your things are not at. You know, you just have less chance of getting robbed. When she walks in there and she don't see nothing that she could take, and it looks like an empty place. She don't see no laptops. She don't see no fucking iPhone 12s. She doesn't see any clothes that may have been valuable. She don't see cologne and shit out like that. Um, People don't see nothing to steal. They probably not gonna take nothing. I mean, do bank robbers? I mean, they go to banks to rob, for money. I mean, the bank robber doesn't go to the Goodwill or a halfway house to talk about robbing and getting some loot. They go where it's at. If she walk into somewhere and there's nothing there for her to steal, you don't become a mark no more. And if the inevitable does happen to happen, and you end up getting drunk and you pass out or whatever, you can feel safe and assured that there's nothing there that's of valuable for her to take. That's pro tip number 5. Get a separate place for your fuckery. There you go. Philippines is suffering like that with tourism, and they lost the most money out of all the Asian countries. Yeah, man, a lot of these countries are suffering right now. And tourism, I don't, just my personal opinion, I don't see tourism getting back to half of what it was, not even in 2021. Just my personal opinion, we start to see an international rebound on tourism once we have a proven vaccine. All right. Not this vaccine they're talking about handing out right now that only going to work on 40% of the people. Not the vaccine that has to be stored at 96 below zero in transport. You think about that, how many people are really gonna have access to that shit, especially out in rural areas or whatnot? Uh, it's kind of hard to store something at 96 degrees for a prolonged period of time, and it has to be kept at 96 degrees below zero. Let me rephrase that: not just 96 degrees, 96 degrees below zero, up until that vaccine is administered. That's not no normal freezer. All right. So let's just keep that in mind. So I see a long time before tourism gets back to what it was, pre 19. Pre 19 got a long way to go. 2021, I don't see it. Earliest in a decent world, which we don't live in, 2021, November, we start to see a strong rebound. Going into 2022, you start to see more flights and things of that nature, because right now, even me booking a flight to where I'm going very soon. Um, the layovers and shit and booking around and booking the different flights has become damn. It's a difficult task, man. Like you got to research the flights, you got to research your comeback. You can't go straight through. If you do go straight through, coming back, you gotta use a different airline. If you want to use the same airline, you got a fucking 18-hour layover because they're cutting the flights back because there aren't that many people leaving out on such and such date. I mean, like, goddamn, I mean, whoo, they done made the shit hard. They done made it difficult. It used to be easy. It used to be a cakewalk. Like you just go get on the fucking plane, you book your fucking flight. 7 hours later, you're in fucking paradise. You know what I'm saying? And it's is it worth it? That's the question. For me, yes. To you, it may be no. But for me, it's definitely worth it from where I'm coming from, you know? So be as it may. Okay, Tampa. Hey, what's up, Tampa Twine? How you doing, bro? I don't know if you're still in here. I'm just getting down to the bottom of this motherfucker. What are your top three causes of Medellin, Tampa Twine? I am not answering that question. I have no idea what you're talking about. Moving right along. OW, I understand completely now. Thank you for explaining. Do you have a place where I can give a donation? Yes, I do, Jaws. I do have a place where you can give a donation. I just can't remember it offhand right now. Jesus Christ. All right, there we go. Jaws 21 2003. Bam, right there. That's my cash app, brother. And anybody, if y'all want, donate, there it is. It's up to you. All donations are greatly appreciated. Brace, I just come here to give good information, help brothers out. Hopefully, the mistakes that I've made will actually help you in your future, so you don't make the ones that I made. So just putting that out there. I really should start putting my cash app in here more often, but I don't really be putting my cash app in there. I don't know why I'm slacking on that shit. I just come on here and start talking and running my mouth, and 2 hours later, be like, damn, oh yeah, there it is. So yeah, but yeah, man, I appreciate the donations, brother. Whatever y'all could give me, it'll go towards a good cause. And thank you. OW, I feel you about that. Sound like they give you a version of sodium pentothal. Oh, pentothal. Okay, that's some scary shit. Yeah, man. It is some scary shit. And look, I don't wish that on nobody, brother. I ain't much gonna lie to you. I don't wish that on nobody for it to take place, that to happen to them. And but we have to be aware of these circumstances. And when we venture off things out here, yeah, we're going to have a good time. But I mean, just those 5 hints that I gave y'all can make all the difference. Just those 5 things. You abide by those 5 things. No, you're not death proof completely, but you make yourself a less easier target. That's the thing. You think about when lions hunt in the pride and they go to hunt down gazelles or bison or whatever they're trying to go fucking hunt. They look for the weakest animal in the pack. All right. This is what they're looking for, the weakest animal in the pack. Okay. If you come across as strong, if you come across as you have some type of wit about yourself, they move on to weaker prey. All right. It's just the nature of the beast. If you're dealing with women and whatnot, they're gonna move on to the weaker prey. There are some instances where I've heard that the motor conscious out there robbing as well. Oh, I want to tell y'all about that. Damn. All right. They're doing a motorcycle stick-up gang too out there in Colombia right now. All right. And this is how the game go. Okay. One bike rides in front of the vehicle, the other bike rides behind them. And look, they pull out choppers. Well, I ain't gonna say choppers. They ain't got this. They ain't got this shit we got down here in the Inno. You know what I'm saying? We got a motherfucker. Somebody we got guns this motherfucking long out here. But they pull out their little Saturday night special. And they up on you. I mean, it ain't the size of the gun. I mean, fuck, you could have a 38 and that bitch will kill your ass dead, just like a 7.62 would. But I said to say this, they pulling up on you and they catching you off guard and they robbing everybody in the fucking car. That's something else they're doing too. All right. So you gotta watch out for the motorbike people. because they'll rouse your motherfucking ass up. And to be honest with you, bro, if they get you, just get it up. You know, they don't really want to kill you, they just want to rob you. You know, most robberies go bad when you try and be combative. You know, trust and believe when I tell you this. Everything you got in your pocket, everything that you got around your waist, on your wrist or whatever, that shit can be replaced. You know, that's why I advocate for brothers when y'all go out there. I understand you coming from, the matrix, and out here, you gotta have if not the best car, the second best car. You gotta be the best dressed. You gotta have damn near the most jewelry on to attract women out here. You know, which me, if you had that conversation when you break it down, I say that's a form of tricking too. You go and buy all these fucking nigga trinkets and shit to have yourself draped in all this expensive shit to attract a broke motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? All her shit came from motherfucking the Rainbow Store. And if she is a high class, high maintenance motherfucker, I can't afford that shit. I'm not going to buy all that motherfucker shit. I'm not going to spend $20,000 on no motherfucking person. Case in point, leave that fucking mentality back in the States. Look, you come out here, you don't need your nice little iWatch. You don't need that shit. Get you a SIM card, buy you an $80 phone, put your Claro SIM chip in there, leave your $1,200 phone at home. You don't need that shit. Bring your ass out in the streets, have a good time. It's simple. You don't have to be number one study here. You don't have to be the Birdman Junior Junior. You don't gotta be who else y'all Negroes like to listen to? P. Diddy. You don't have to do all that shit here. Conservative is the word. Be conservative. T-shirt, jeans, nice pair of shoes, little bit of cologne, keep it moving. All that other shit, the nigga trinkets, leave that shit back in the States. You don't need it here. Alrighty then. And we're about to wrap this up. Ken Moore says, Johnnyism. The Johnnyism is real. Man, I'm in a YouTube channel, and these guys, look, I don't even know if they ever met Johnny before, but they in there in fucking YouTube and they talk about Johnnyism. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in Facebook, it's a Facebook group, and these motherfuckers are talking about Johnnyism. And I'm like, this shit done left YouTube and it done flooded over to fucking Facebook. Motherfuckers talking about Johnnyism. This shit's amazing, bro. I was like, God damn, niggas talking about Johnnyism on Facebook, man. Johnny, you done made you done left a print, man. You know, people know about that motherfucking Johnnyism, boy. It said go raw or go motherfucking home. You know what I'm saying? You bought that raw life? I guess they not. Oh, my brother, Passport Action, man. That's a solid brother right here, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Passport Action, bro. It's always a pleasure to see you in the chat, man. You come roll through, show a little support, man. I really appreciate that. I mean, if y'all haven't subscribed to Passport Action channel, y'all should go over there and subscribe to them. I'm more than sure most of the people have because a lot of the subscribers I do have, came from over there. So y'all more than likely already know him, but he supports me. So out of respect, I'm gonna support that brother right there. Appreciate you having you here, man. So with that being said, I've given y'all 5 tips and pointers to protect yourself with the excuse me, with the current drug epidemic, drugging epidemic that's going on out in Colombia right now. A lot of people are getting taken, their pockets getting ran, their bank accounts getting ran. If you implement these 5 safety tips, I think in my mind, you'll look less like the prey. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully the predators will go find a weaker animal to prey on, for lack of better words. All right. So with that being said, OW gonna wrap this up tonight. I appreciate y'all coming and listening to me talk for the past hour and 45 minutes. Hopefully it was informative and entertaining, to say the least. Johnny, if you have any last closing words, please step to the forefront, my brother, and spread a little love. Spread a little love. Johnnyism? Are you there, Johnny? Johnny, come back. Okay. All right. Well, Johnny probably off doing the guy's work right now, getting his Raw Dog records on. More power to the brother. Well, at any rate, I appreciate y'all stopping by. I appreciate the super chat as well. Somebody sent me a super chat right now. Let me see who this person. I won't give him a shout out before I bail out. I hope my phone don't shut down. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Let me see. Jamal, I appreciate that, my brother. Shout out to Jamal, man. Appreciate your support in the chat, my brother. Man, man, respect for that, man. Greatly appreciated, bro. Um, I try to give out a little information. I appreciate that because it was valuable to you. And hopefully somebody comes along and they see this video, man, and keep them out of trouble. You know, damn, you see something? Oh, okay, got another message. Yeah, it keeps them out of trouble, saves a life, saves a wallet. You know, I don't want to see nobody pocket getting ran. Be aware of what's going on. You step off these planes, don't leave your brain on motherfucking aisle 8. You know what I'm saying? Seat C. You know, take your brain with you. Don't leave it on the plane. All right, and y'all should be all right. 5 tips. Go back and listen to them again if you need to. But at any rate, OW signing off, my brother. Y'all have a good night. And if y'all need to reach out to me, y'all have any questions, concerns, or comments, my email is ornell504@yahoo.com. Reach out to me. If I can help you, I will. If I can't, I'll try and find somebody who can. With that being said, y'all have a great night. Come back and see me again. I will probably do something tomorrow. I gotta reach out to my partner, Fitness Action, see if he'll do something. If he's not doing nothing, I'll come back live. I have another topic I want to discuss with you guys. Mac Mall, I appreciate you. Y'all hit the like button. HD Chillin' Deuces, man. Y'all be easy. P Passport Action. Y'all be easy, man. All y'all fellas out here. Kim Padmore, Tampa Twine, Jaws 2003, Eddie J, K Mac, Casper King, Keymaker. If I miss your name, Lord. Snug Williams. If I miss your name, no hard feelings, my brother. I just want to give a quick shout out to the fellow that was in here. Oh yeah, Mr. Exclusive 365. That's my homie right there. That's a kid's brother. At any rate, y'all stay up. I'll be traveling soon, and hopefully I can meet some of y'all there. Peace.